Good evening. I hope that you are well and your glass is half full rather than half empty. Welcome to new listeners and regular listeners alike. I really appreciate your support. Today's talk is on being happy with yourself, a very important topic in my opinion. But of late I've come across clients and people that I know that have lost touch on what that can be for them. Happiness means different things to different people. And we can't be happy all the time, as there would be no need for the word happy. It would just be called something else like normal. So in this talk, we'll look at some of the ways we can tap into our own forms of happiness, regardless of your version of true happiness. Living in a more happier and more satisfied life is within our reach. A few tweaks to your regular habits, like getting more sleep, exercise, can help you get there. Habits matter. If you've ever tried breaking a bad habit, you know all too well how ingrained they are. Well, good habits are deeply ingrained too. So why not work on making positive habits a part of your routine? Here's a look at some of the daily, monthly, yearly habits to help kickstart your quest. Just remember that everyone's version of happiness is a little different, and so is their path to achieving it. If you have some of these habits create stresses for you, or they don't fit into your lifestyle, ditch them. With a little time and practice, you'll figure out what does and doesn't work for you. Now, daily habits. The following daily habits may help you achieve more happiness in your life. Now, number one, it's probably the easiest one, I suppose, in some ways. Smile. You tend to smile when you're happy, but it's actually a two-way street. We will smile because we're happy, and smiling causes the brain to release dopamine, which makes us happier. While not completely foolproof, researchers have found that the link between smiling and happiness could be attributed to the facial feedback hypothesis, where facial expressions may have a modest influence on our emotions. That does not mean you have to go around with a fake smile plastered on your face all the time. No, I'm not saying that. But the next time you do find yourself feeling low, crack a smile and see what happens. Or try starting each morning by smiling at yourself in the mirror. It's not hard to do, is it? Number two, exercise. Exercise isn't just good for your body. Regular exercise can help you reduce stress, feelings of anxiety, symptoms of depression, while boosting your self-esteem and happiness. Even a small amount of physical exercise can make a difference. You don't have to train for a triathlon or scale a cliff, unless that's what makes you happy, of course. The trick is not to overexert yourself. If you suddenly throw yourself into a strenuous routine, you may just end up frustrated and sore. So consider these exercise starters. You can't really go wrong with these. Take a walk around the block every night after dinner. Sign up for a beginner's class in yoga or Tai Chi. Start your day with a 5-minute stretching exercise. Remind yourself of any fun activities you once enjoyed but that have fallen by the wayside. Or you could consider starting activities you always wanted to try, such as golf or bowling or dancing. Get plenty of sleep. Most adults need 7 hours of sleep every night. If you find yourself fighting the urge to nap during the day, or just generally feel like you're in a fog, your body may be telling you it needs more rest. No matter how much our modern society stresses us towards less sleep, we know that adequate sleep is vital for good health, brain functioning, and emotional well-being. Getting enough sleep also reduces your risk of developing certain chronic illnesses such as heart disease, depression, and diabetes. Here are a few tips to help you build a better sleep routine. Write down how many hours sleep you get each night and how rested you feel. After a week, you should have a better idea of how you're doing. You can also try using an app to track your sleep. Remember to go to bed and wake up at the same time every single day, including weekends. Reserve the hour before bed as a quiet time to take a bath, read a book, or do something relaxing. Avoid heavy eating and drinking. Keep your bedroom dark, cool and quiet. Invest in some good bedding. If you have to take a nap, try limiting it to 20 minutes. If you consistently have problems sleeping, consider talking with your doctor. You may actually have a sleep disorder that requires treatment. 4. Eat with mood in mind. You may already know food choices have an impact on your physical health, but some foods can also affect the state of your mind. For example, carbohydrates release serotonin, a feel-good hormone. Just keep simple carb foods high in sugar and starch to a minimum, because that energy surge is short-lived and then you crash. Choosing complex carbs such as vegetables, beans, whole grains can help you avoid a crash while still providing serotonin for your good feel-good factor. Lean meat, poultry and dairy are high in protein. Protein-rich foods release dopamine, which boosts energy and concentration. Omega-3 fatty acids, such as those found in fatty fish, have been found to have anti-inflammatory effects that extend your overall brain health. If you don't eat fish, you might consider talking to a doctor about possible supplements. Highly processed or deep fried foods tend to leave you feeling down, and so will skipping meals. If you want to eat with your mood in mind, consider starting with making one food choice for your mood each day. For example, swap a big sweet breakfast with pastry or some Greek yogurt with fruit. You'll still satisfy the sweet tooth with the protein, but you avoid the mid-morning energy crash. Considering adding food swap each week. 5. Practice gratitude. Simply being grateful can give your mood a big boost. Among other benefits, for example, a 2-part study found that practicing gratitude can have a significant impact on your feelings of hope and happiness. You might try starting each day by acknowledging one thing you're grateful for. You can do this while you're brushing your teeth or just waiting for the snooze alarm to go off. As you go about your day, consider keeping an eye out for pleasant things in your life. They may be big things such as knowing that somebody loves you or getting a well-deserved promotion. But they can also be little things such as a co-worker who offers you a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, a neighbour who waved at you. Maybe it could even be just the warmth of the sun on your face. Well, with a little practice, you can even become more aware of all the little positive things that are around you. Number 6, give a compliment. Research shows that performing acts of kindness may also help promote overall well-being. Giving a sincere compliment is a quick and easy way to brighten somebody else's day while giving your own happiness a boost. Catch that person's eye and say it with a smile so they know you mean it. You might be surprised by how good it makes you feel. If you want to offer somebody a compliment on their physical appearance, make sure you do it in a respectful way. Number 7, breathe deeply when you're tense. Your shoulders are tight. You feel as though you might lose it. We all know this feeling. Instinct may tell you to take a long, deep breath to calm yourself down. Turns out that instinct is a good one. Research shows that slow breathing, deep breathing exercises can help reduce stress. So the next time you feel stressed or at your wit's end, at work or in some other place, go through these steps. Close your eyes. Try to envision a happy memory or a beautiful place. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Slowly breathe out through your mouth or your nose. Repeat this process several times until you start to feel yourself calm down. Trust me, it works. It really does work. If you're having a hard time taking it slow, breathing slowly, count in your head up to 5. Inhale in 5 and exhale in 5. 8. Acknowledge the unhappy moments. A positive attitude is generally a good thing, but bad things happen to everyone. It's just a part of life. If you get some bad news, make mistakes, or you feel you're in a flunk, don't try to pretend you're happy. Acknowledge the feeling of unhappiness, letting yourself experience it for that moment. Then shift your focus towards what made you feel this way and what it might take to recover. Would a deep breathing exercise help? A long walk outside? Talking it over with someone? Let the moment pass and take care of yourself. Remember, no one's happy all the time. Number 9, keeping a journal. A journal is a good way to organise your thoughts, analyse your feelings, and make plans. And you don't have to be a literary genius or write volumes to benefit. It can be as simple as jotting down a few thoughts before you go to bed. If putting certain things in writing makes you nervous, you can always shred it afterwards. When you finish, you can just shred it. It's a process that counts. Number 10, face stresses head on. Now, life is full of stresses, and it's impossible to avoid all of them. There's no need to stress, they say. Well, stress isn't always harmful. We can even change our attitude about stress. Sometimes there's an upside to stress. For those stresses you can't avoid, remind yourself that everyone has stress. There's no reason to think it's all on you. And chances are you're stronger than you might think you are. So instead of letting yourself get overwhelmed, try to address the stresses head on. This might seem intimidating or uncomfortable. Conversation might have to take place, or you might have to do extra work, but the sooner you confront it, the sooner the pit of your stomach may start to shrink. Number 11, avoid comparing yourself to others. This is a big one to me. Whether it happens on social media, at work, or even at your yoga class, it's easy to fall into place where you're comparing yourself with others. The result, you may experience more discontent, lower self-esteem, and even depression and anxiety. It can take practice to stop comparing yourself to others, but it's worth it for the benefit of having your inner peace and happiness. Priceless. You can start with some of the other tips on this list that can help you draw attention to your inward self and help you, your deep breathing, journaling. You may even consider talking with a therapist for perspective. Now let's look at some weakened habits. The following tips include weekly habits that may help you feel happier. Number 12, declutter. Now this is a good one also. Decluttering sounds like a big project, but setting aside 20 minutes, only 20 minutes a week, can help you have a big impact. What can you do in 20 minutes? Well, lots, to be quite honest. Set a time on your phone and take 15 minutes to tidy up a specific area of one room, and say to your closet or that's gone out of control or junk in your drawer. Put everything in its place and toss or give away extra clutter that's not serving you anymore. Keep a designated box for giveaways to make things a little easier and avoid creating more clutter. Use the remaining 5 minutes to do a quick walk through your living space, putting away whatever items end up in your path. You can do this trick once a week, once a day, or anytime you feel like your space is getting out of control. 13, really also important. There's so many good tips here. 13, see friends. Humans are largely considered social beings. And while the research is mixed on how exactly socialization impacts happiness, the consensus is that having social relationships can make us happy. Who do we miss? Reach out to them, make a date to get together, or simply have a long telephone chat. In adulthood, it can feel like it's impossible, next to impossible, to make new friends. It's not about how many friends you have. It's about having meaningful relationships, even if it's just with 1 or 2 people. Try getting involved in local volunteer groups or taking a class. Both can help connect with like-minded people in your area, and it's likely they're looking, like you, for friends too. Companionship doesn't have to be limited to other humans. Pets can offer similar benefits, to be quite honest. According to multiple studies, love animals but can't have a pet. Consider volunteering at a local animal shelter to make some new friends, both human and animal. Got it both ways then. Number 14, plan your week. Feel like you're falling apart? Try sitting down at the end of every week and making a basic list for the following week, even if you don't stick to the plan. Blocking out time where you can do the laundry, grocery shopping, or tackle projects at work can help quieten your mind. You can get a fancy planner or an app, but even a sticky note on your computer or a piece of scrap paper in your pocket can do the job. 15, ditch your phone. Unplug. Really, there's mounting, should I say, evidence to support the fact that excessive phone use can lead to the change in the brain and impact your mood, with one review even revealing more serious cognitive and emotional changes in adolescents and young adults. So turn off all electrical devices and earbuds and put them away for at least 1 hour a week. They're still there for you if you have to go back for them. So if you haven't unplugged for a while, you might be surprised at the difference it makes. Let your mind wander free for a change. Read, meditate, take a walk, pay attention to your surroundings. Be sociable or be alone, but just be. Sound too daunting? Try unplugging for a shorter amount of time then, several times a week. Just try it. Number 16, get into nature. Spending 30 minutes or more a week in a green space can help lower your blood pressure. And the chances are developing depression, according to one study, go lower. Your green space could be anything from such as a neighborhood park, your backyard, or a rooftop garden. Anywhere you can appreciate and enjoy nature and the fresh air. Better yet, add some outdoor exercise into your mix for extra benefit. The same mentioned study found that people who spent time in green spaces were also more likely to exercise more frequently and for longer each time as well. So that's another benefit. 17, explore meditation. There are many methods to meditate, to explore. They can involve movement, focus, spirituality, or combination of all of the three. Meditation doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as sitting quietly with your own thoughts for 5 minutes. Even the deep breathing exercises mentioned earlier can serve as a form of meditation. 18, consider therapy. We're certainly happier when we learn how to cope with obstacles. When you're faced with a problem, think about it. What you have to go through to get to what you went through in the past, you got through. And then you can find what other ways you can try to get through it. So consider seeing a therapist or a professional like myself on a weekly basis. There's always prices that can be negotiated. Most people can afford it, or it can be negotiated, or you can get it through your GP. Mental health professionals are trained to help people improve coping skills, plus there's no obligation to continue once you start. Even just a few sessions can help you add some new goodies to your emotional toolbox. As I said, if you're worried about the cost, it's possible to afford therapy even on a low budget. Lots of counsellors have sliding scales. Find a self-care ritual. It's easy to neglect self-care in a fast-paced work lifestyle that we live. So such things as, having a long bath, letting your troubles soak away. Find your passions, things that move your spirit. Maybe it's unwinding your work week with a long hot bath, or it may be adapting a skincare routine that makes you feel indulgent. Or it could be simply setting aside a night to put on your softest pajamas and watch a movie from the start to finish. Not too difficult, but you've got to take care of you. Now, thank you for listening to this talk. There should be something that you can use to enhance your happiness. There's not much point in doing all we do in life if we're not happy a fair amount of the time. If you found this talk helpful, share it, leave a message. If you have other suggestions on how we can be happy, share them with us. Until 2 weeks' time, take care of yourselves. Bye for now.